was the difference in this one for you?
As a team, I thought we started really good, just like we did in Cleveland, but I think we played a more complete game, throughout the whole game. They took it to us a little bit there, but we bounced back and finished it off.
When it's gone the way it has for you guys, up and down here lately, and you give up a 2-goal lead, like where does the resolve come from to get it back, I guess?
I think that's things you grow as a team. You learn from your mistakes. We obviously made quite a few this year. Blowing a couple leads, but it's all about what happens. In the postseason. So we're just trying to get ready for that and trying to learn.
For you personally, you've got goals in 3 of your past 4 games. What's been working for you?
Team's just playing really well. I think when the whole team plays well and gets pucks to the net, it makes it a little easier.
Anything that you learned in your time in Detroit that you're applying now as your team gears up for a playoff run?
Just got to be ready. Ready for your opportunity, whether that's here, playing a lot of minutes or playing a role. You just got to be ready for what comes ahead.
And then back to your time in Detroit, was there a moment where you kind of had like a pinch me moment, like anything in particular like stands out for you?
Just everything. I think with my son and my wife, it was just really cool for them to experience all of that.
I know he's not on your line, but what have you thought of Emmett Finney so far?
He works really hard. I've known him for a little bit. He's been with us for a little while now. He's a really good player. He's learning every day, and he's just getting better. So.
For a 19-year-old to come in and put himself right in some of those battles that he does, what does that say to you about who he is as a player?
I think he's really mature, so I think that's gonna pay off for him. He's gonna learn really quick, and he's gonna be a really good player for us.
Your thoughts overall on Jack Campbell's game tonight?
Oh, it was great. He was needing that one, so I think he feels pretty good about that, and we're really happy for him.
What are you guys gonna do for tomorrow?
Same thing. I think more complete game. Come off to a hot start and never look back.
What do you think the key was responding after they had tied the game there early in the third?
Yeah, I think we've been going through some tough games recently, and message on the bench is just stick together. It's getting down to the end of the regular season, every point matters, so really proud of the team for coming back tonight.
Seems like ever since Shine's come back, you guys have kind of exploded offensively. How big of an impact has he had since he's been back?
Shine and Waddy last weekend, 2 guys in our top, that come into the top 6, so 2 of our offensive producing players, so that's been nice to when they get back.
Big game-winning goal for you tonight. Just kind of walk me through what you saw in that play.
I came, Bance had a great O-zone change. I came kind of late into the zone, and I knew the 2 Swede defensemen were going to kind of spread the puck, and Anton made a nice drop pass, and I forgot who was in front, but they took the goalie's eyes away, so I had a good amount of net to shoot at.
And then what do you think you guys have to do to just keep this momentum going that you guys have seemed to pick up here late?
Just keep the intensity up. I think we've been a little inconsistent, especially on Wednesday against Cleveland. Like we really played high-level hockey, and then we kind of go through these lulls. So I think just keeping, it's cliche, but foot on the pedal and intense every shift. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Played with Nate a fair bit this season. What have you kind of seen of his as a loop?
Yeah, it's been cool to see him develop, and he's still so young, so really promising, and I'm sure Red Wings fans are excited. It's really underrated how defensively responsible he is, and a 200-foot player. He's always below the puck. He's good in the D zone too, and obviously he's offensively can make plays, finish. So it's great.
When you have a deep pair like that, pair of Willander and Johansson, what does that do for you guys? As you can kind of break the puck out themselves. They can obviously defend transition.
Yeah, both good skaters, good size, some good offensive instincts. So I don't know how often they play together, but they were good tonight. So.
What did you think of Jack's game tonight?
Soupy? It's awesome. Yeah, it's huge. I think it's 2 wins in a row for him, maybe. So pumped for him. He was really good tonight.
What's been your message throughout the season to these guys? You were in the Washington organization and had good success over there. What has been your message while we've been kind of going through these lulls this season with the team?
Yeah, I think it's just important to remember that individually you're going to have more success when the team has success. And I think the past few years I've been a part of some championship-winning teams, and those prospects are now playing with the Capitals and making an impact. So just really buying into the team and playing for the team. And individually you're going to become better when you're playing super tight, intense hockey. You're playing at a high level, and that's going to translate when you get that chance in the NHL.
And you're having a career year as well on goals. Speak on that.
Yeah, been shooting the puck I think a little more this year. In the past I had played with primarily shooters, so this year I feel like I'm getting more opportunity to shoot the puck. So, yeah.
Good.
playing with great players too. So.
There, what were you seeing and feeling as those were all coming in?
No, it was nice to get some rubber early, and I thought the guys had a great first. We, capitalized early and never looked back, so it was good.
Teams kind of having an offensive outburst since Shiner's come back. What's it been like in the locker room having him back?
It's been a huge boost. He brings not just scoring, which he's been doing a great job of leading the boys doing that, but also a great leadership and presence, and just a great guy in the locker room. So huge boost anytime we get him back.
And how big of a conference was a win like this for you?
It was a nice game. Great win by the boys, and happy with my game tonight.
When the goalie situation we've had this year, it's limited playing time for yourself. How do you keep yourself sharp, and what's your approach to that mentality there?
Yeah, I think the guys do a great job of having good practices. The coaches do a good job, Rope with the goalies, and just like keeping us prepared and feeling good. So it was nice to get in there tonight, and even better to get a win.
What's it been like being paired up with a guy like Kos all season?
Yeah, Kos has been a workhorse. He's been playing great, and he's a fun guy. We're roommates, and just having a great time together.
How did you feel like the D kind of responded to the heavy forecheck in the first there from Texas?
I still thought we were a little sloppy. I think we were in the right spots, just the puck wasn't our friend tonight at all. It was bobbling. We couldn't really get a lot of clean looks out of our zone, and they do a good job. They're right on top of you. They skate extremely well, so we just have to manage our pressure, make sure we stay connected so we can have short passes, connected passes versus trying to hit home runs 85 feet across the ice, and even some of our flips didn't make it out of the zone. So we've got to be cleaner tomorrow for sure.
It's probably not fair to attribute the turnaround to Shine coming back completely, but what kind of impact has he had in returning?
Well, he's a huge piece to the locker room. He's a huge piece to the team. He's an energy guy. He brings some emotion to the game, and you look at the two guys he brought back last week. They gave us a boost, and that's what he does too. He loves Grand Rapids. He wants to win here. He's here for the right reasons, and he's important to our team.
Do you feel like the energy in the locker room has kind of been lifted since he's been back?
Yes and no. I think at times it has. We have a quiet team. We don't have a real loud team. And so we're still building on that, and still have to make sure that the energy's there and focused in the right way. It's still something we lack when Waddy's in the room. He certainly brings that to the table. That's what he has. But without them, we are a quiet group, and and sometimes it's fine though. Sometimes that's okay, because when guys speak, they do listen. They respect that.
You give up the lead early in the third period.
Yeah.
What did you see kind of how they responded once that happened?
Well, it was good. We needed that because we gave up a 2-goal lead in Cleveland, and they were able to build off of it. So once we got that third one, what I liked is we were able to build off that, get the next one off of a face-off, win a race down the ice, and capitalize. We finally executed a play. And then same thing with the empty net. We win a race, make a play, and it's in the back of the net. So I thought that we executed better. I thought our urgency went up when it became 2-2. Just kind of that don't let this happen again type attitude, mentality that we have to have in the playoffs. Because a lot of things can happen, and this is a really good team across the hall that can score a lot of goals. We faced it Wednesday, very similar team tonight, and we were able to hold them off.
How big was that win for Jack? Confidence?
Oh, awesome. I thought Jack was the best player on the ice, for us, for sure. He's the reason why we probably won the game, especially early on with the pressure they had on us. But he's been working extremely hard in practice, and I think he had some confidence going before the game, telling guys we're going to see a good performance from him. He showed up.
You put Anton Johansson and William Bolinder together tonight. Anton's starting to make a real impact on this team. What do you think of their play together?
They were the best pair for us. I thought they move pucks. They're both really good skaters. They play long with their sticks. They have the ability to make plays, breakout plays. He made a nice play on the goal for. Again, he's getting more comfortable to North American hockey, to the style that the American League is. So good for him because he's putting in the work, and they're a really good pair tonight.
Does it feel like we're finally starting to turn the tide with winning at home a little bit here?
We hope so. We haven't done a good job of it all year long, and so you need to take care of business at home, especially once the playoffs hit. But we've got another big one tomorrow. It's going to be harder tomorrow than it was tonight. We have to understand that, know that, and hopefully we can have another good performance.
And how big is it for the team to potentially avoid that play-in round?
That's a battle. We're not solely focusing on that. We've got a big job to do, and then we've got Rockford twice and then Iowa. It's not an easy out with the travel. And so, we just have to focus on tomorrow, and we'll worry about where we're seated when that time comes, and we'll be ready for whatever comes.
Thanks, Coach.
The play that Lombardi made on the fourth goal to kind of draw the D to him.
Yeah.
I guess I guess thoughts on that, but his growth overall this year to kind of get comfortable making a play like that.
Yeah, I think he's got that ability. You know, he can see plays, he can make plays, and he's more comfortable and has more poise to make those types of plays. But I'll tell you one thing: over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I've been working on our odd man rush of scoring goals. We make it competitive in practice now. I think that can contribute to it as well. But it's just a good heads-up play. And then you have one of the best guys around the net finishing. So happy to see those two connect, especially, I know they had a face-off play ready to go. We cut that off, and Lombo and Dries go down and score. It's a huge goal for us, a big momentum shift.